Beware the fragile ego, the law of envy. This is a great law because I want you to understand the people in your life don't want the best for you. They want you to do good, but not better than them. Because if you do better than them, then that means somewhere they went wrong. And they would rather blame bad luck or circumstances or you got a better hand, you were born with a silver spoon, you got lucky, this, and this, then take responsibility for themselves. Take responsibility for their own actions. And you need to be aware of this and you need to be conscious of this because people with fragile egos will throw you under the bus. People with fragile egos will stab you in the back end. You need to be able to identify this and at the same time curtail this because if you have a friend, you know what? He might be a good friend. He might be a great friend, but if he has a weak ego, a shallow view of himself, and he's not confident, like he is much more likely to in some way hold you back. And you need to find a way to either cut this person out of your life or make it seem like, oh, I just got lucky. Oh, this was just this, and I believe that you could be so much better if you just get the same level of luck as me. Like, you always have to downplay your accomplishments in front of these people because they are the people that look at you and they want everything you have. They want to be you, and instead of doing the work to get to the same level as you, instead of doing the work to get the same accomplishments or the same results, they will try to break you down because they believe that they deserve it instead of you. And it's so frustrating that we live in a world where this can happen. It's so frustrating where you could have so-called friends that stab you in the back and try to break you down and, you know, talk shit behind your back and, you know, ruin certain opportunities for you. And like, I'm not even talking from experience here because I feel like I've cut everyone out of my life that doesn't need to be in it. Like, if you're not actively reaching out to me, if you're not actively wanting the best for me, wishing the best for me, like, I'm just not going to deal with you. I have a pretty good, like, is this person cool with me or is this person talking shit behind my back? I have a pretty good radar for that. It's not because I was born that way. It's because just I found out in the past that people I liked, people that I thought were my friends, were really just, you know, using me just to, you know, have a conversation. They would listen to the things I would say and then they would talk behind my back and then I'd be like, oh, okay, like, it's going to be like that. We're no longer friends. You no longer have access to me, and that's just how it's going to be. And luckily I found out because, you know what, we could have found out 10 years later and it could be much worse because we could have went into business together. We could have, you know, done something illegal together. I don't do anything illegal, but let's just say, like, you do something illegal with somebody, they sell you out because they're envious of you. And it's frustrating that we don't like to take this approach to life, but that's just how it is. Like, throughout history, throughout the entire world, like, people have had fragile egos, and the people with the fragile egos are always the one that break down the people who are accomplishing great things. Brutus, you know, if you know the story of Julius Caesar, like, he envied Caesar. He envied that Caesar was loved by the people. He wanted the Roman Senate to have the power. He wanted the oligarchy to have the power. He didn't want a emperor who actually wanted good things for the people. He wanted to bring back the old system where he had the say, where he had the power, where he could just enslave the people. And it's like, we need to understand that people don't see you from the same light. They don't have the same vision as you. They don't want the best for you. Like I said earlier, they want to see you do good, but they don't want to see you do better than them. And if there was one thing you take away from anything I've ever said, it's that. Like, people want you to do good until you start outshining them, because let's face it, it's hard to accept when somebody that you thought was below you is now above you. And it's hard for people to look up because it means that you're down. So instead of, you know, saying like, wow, you have so much success, like, how'd you do this? Like, they're going to try to break you down and build you back down to that person that they saw you were. And this is a law that's very important because as we're dealing with people, as we get more and more success, as we start establishing ourselves as more and more respectable citizens of society, like, we're inherently going to deal with people like this because not everyone wants to do the work on themselves. People want to get to a certain level, coast, and then wonder why they never get to the Elon Musk level, the Jeff Bezos level, the Bill Gates level. And it's frustrating that people don't understand that if they just put all their work into themselves, they will not be stopping anything. But again, it's much easier to say from my perspective because I don't hold limiting beliefs. But if you're somebody with a fragile ego, if you're somebody that thinks way too highly of themselves and then constantly blames life, constantly blames this, constantly blames that, like, you're forever going to be stuck. You're forever going to be stabbing people in the back. And you just have to start recognizing these people and either cut them out of your life or give it space until they fix these issues, until they can come to terms with who they are, until they can start doing the work on themselves. And maybe then they earn an opportunity to be back in your life. But for now, we're only keeping positive people in our life. For now, we're only keeping people that bring us up. We're only keeping people that want the best for us, that genuinely will be happy when they see me happy. And that's how I've been living my life for the past few years. I've never felt better. I've never felt like I needed any more friends, because the friends I do have always support me. The friends I do have always have my back. No matter what, I can ask them for any favor. Like, I mean, I guarantee you there's a few things that they would say no to just because if it's, oh, give me $1 million. They're like, fuck you. If I had $1 million, you wouldn't be talking to me. We wouldn't be friends. I'd be in Dubai or someplace like that. But like, again, within reason, I have people that support me, and that means much more than me. That means much more to me than having any number of friends on Facebook, having any number of friends that text me on the weekend, yo, do you want to go out? You want to do this? You want to do that? And it's all about reevaluating your priorities and understanding, like, fragile egos will always try to bring you back down to the level. And you need to avoid these people, and you need to keep them out of your life so that they don't have the opportunity to do this. Thank you so much for making this far. I will say it again, I love this book so much. This is probably my favorite Robert Greene book. It's tremendous. I like how it really evaluates the psyche. I like how it really evaluates the individual relationships, because I feel like the 48 Laws of Power is more, I wouldn't say it's Machiavellian. I wouldn't say it is like The Prince, but I would say it's more so as an outside observer, when you have some sort of authority, when you have people underneath you, when you have some sort of power and some sort of say. But like, this book is much more oriented for the individual. It's much more oriented for the interpersonal relationships, like in a family, in a friend group, in an office, in a school team, in a jiu-jitsu gym, like whatever scenario that you're in, these laws are applied to, and it's just masterfully done. And honestly, I can't suggest the book more. I would suggest this probably the first book that you should read. It's very interesting. It's a very good book. I'll leave a link to this book in the description. And on top of that, I also have a Discord, so I'm trying to get people sending book suggestions in there, so I have video ideas. No, that's not the only reason, but I want to foster a community of people that are actively driving forward, because it's really few and far in between of people in this, I mean, at least in this country, but it could be in the world too. I don't live in the world, so I don't know, but in this country, I feel like not enough people are driving forward. Not enough people are trying to push you to be better. And like, I want to foster a place where we can each and every day have conversations that are bringing us forward, that are congratulating each other for our achievements and being genuinely happy for each other. And that's something I really want to build. So if you want to be part of that, please join. I know you guys are out there. I know there's people that feel the same way as me. So that link will be in the description. Thank you so much for making this far. I will catch you next one. Peace out.